Hello, this is Raziel Cohen with ndftraining.com, and today we're looking at the battle belt setup from rigorarms.com. Now, if you've watched my videos in the past, I do have a lot of gear from Rigor Arms. They make a lot of really quality stuff. The best part about it is that they're still a family-owned, family-run company, so their quality control is obviously going to be very, very good. They're all individually making handmade stuff, which is really nice to see. So you really know that you're getting a very quality product at the end. So of the many things that I've received from them is this battle belt setup. I really wanted to go run it through the paces before making a video on it because I really wanted to make sure that it works for what I have. Before I had this setup, I was using the Wilder Tactical Minimalist Belt Pad, which is just a rubber filled inside where it just sticks with friction to your body, and it worked pretty well. This was my first experience with an inner and outer belt setup, which means that there is an inner belt that you wear through the belt loops of your pants, and then there's an outer belt that sticks onto that with the Velcro sides that sticks onto your body to make it really, really secure. So I haven't had that much experience with them, and I really wanted to try one out. So when I got this, it was very exciting for me to be able to kind of run that through its paces. So what this is that they manufacture all of this, is an inner belt that's very, very thick. It's very quality. It's very rigid. It's not very, very rigid to the point that it makes it difficult to bend, but it's just enough that it really holds tightly to your body. And then there's an outer belt pad that sticks to that really holds everything in place, which is really nice. Now, going around, again, these are all parts that they come up with. On the left side of my body, since I'm a right-handed shooter, I have my spare magazines, and they have the pouches that they make. If you notice, I'll do a close-up on this, there are two different types of mag pouches that they make. One is more for kind of the Glock 19 size, and the other one's kind of for the Glock 17 size. Whether I'm running a Glock 19 or 17, I actually prefer these smaller pouches. Since I'm not on duty, I'm not a law enforcement officer, I like being able to have a quicker draw, so these smaller ones have slightly less retention. Again, it's still very much retained, but it's slightly less than the 17, which is a longer pouch where you'd have to pull it out of. So I prefer that smaller size for reloading, which is very, very nice. And then moving back from that, they have their AR15 magazine pouches, which also has a very decent amount of retention. It's not very aggressive, so this could also be very, very much used for competition if you practice with it, and it works very well. The way that they're retaining these is that they actually went through a couple different iterations of different ways that you could attach it to the belt. What they settled on, which I thought was really cool, is this Velcro. Now, right when they told me about that, I said, I don't think it's going to work. It sounds like a terrible idea. Velcro doesn't seem like it would stick as well as if you're using the malice clips or something along those lines. Once they showed me how it actually functions and how it stays in place, I haven't had any issues with it moving at all. The only time I did have an issue was when I realized I mounted it incorrectly, and I reached out to them to ask them about it, and they said, no, you mounted it incorrectly. We walked through the pace together. They showed me how to attach it correctly, and that was my bad. But once I set it up properly, I haven't had any issues with it getting loose or moving in any way. It's very, very, very rigid, and it's actually really cool that you have a Velcro option, which means that if anything does happen to it, it's very easy and very affordable to replace, and it's not something you have to overthink in regards to using malice clips or different sizing pieces of plastic that might shove into your body. So I have used malice clips in the past, but they were very difficult to attach, and having that bottom piece kind of stick into your body was not super comfortable to me. Moving along to the back of the belt, I have my medical pouch. This is just a basic medical pouch I use for myself. It has medical shears and then basic medical equipment inside, like chest seals and the wound packing agents, things like that. Very, very straightforward. And then here comes where another very interesting part. They're using their newer holsters. They're using the Safariland compatible components. So right now I'm using this has my Glock 19 and my Safariland 7000 series holster, and it has what I got for them as an addition is the quick detach system for their holster. The benefit is that they have their own competition style holster. This is obviously a duty style holster. So if I want to just switch to have a competition style day or just be more relaxed and not use a level 3 retention, you could get one of their Rigor Arms holsters, which also they could get the adaptable Safariland clips on the back. So you could just swap out from a Safariland 7000 series level 3 retention to a competition style retention that also has the opening on the bottom for your flashlight, as well as if you have a compensator or something threaded to the bottom of the firearm, it will still protrude and have enough space. So that was actually like a really, really nice option. If you don't have a Safariland holster and you want to get something directly through them, you could get something like this and swap it between your Safariland holster and your competition rig. So I thought that was great. On top of that, they also sent me additional Velcro straps that were for the magazine. But what I realized is, I'll do a zoom up on this as well, is that for a lot of different belt options, they are not compatible with Safari, meaning they are compatible with Safariland belt loops, but the issue with Safariland belt loops is that since it's kind of just sitting there with friction, the actual holster could slide back and forth. So I actually used one of their additional Velcro straps and tied it to the belt line itself. So now the actual holster stays in place very well and it doesn't move, which is really nice. The front of their belt uses what's become very popular with the Cobra buckles that are very strong, and I really like them. And then the inner belt uses kind of like the loop around wrap, so it doesn't have an additional buckle you'd have to go around with the Cobra buckles. So it's a very well thought out system. On the holster itself, just as like a side mention, I'm using the 9 Toes Design drop leg belt attachment. So that's also very comfortable for where you want to just have a leg strap attached to your leg. And then on top of that, on the holster itself, I'm using the condition gray holster strap, which I could use to attach my Recon Medical tourniquet straight to the front of the holster. So overall, this is a very well thought out system, and they're a very great company. Again, everything they're doing is handmade in person by individual family members, which means that the quality control is really great, and it's definitely something worth checking out. So if you want a full battle belt system that's still at a very affordable price in comparison to what's on the market, but the quality control is very much there because they're doing their part to make sure that it comes out quality wise, it's it's a great option to be able to check out. So I'm going to leave a link in the description if you're watching this on YouTube, and I'm going to tag them on Instagram if you're watching this on Instagram. And I think it might be a worthwhile option to at least take a look at to see if this is something you might want to get yourself involved in. This is Raziel Cohen with ndftraining.com. Thank you for watching.